Republican nomination for the United States House of Representatives in the 1st District. I'm a veteran of the United States Air Force, honorably discharged, and a graduate of East Carolina University. My wife and I reside in Wilson counties with our 7 children. I am a conservative, and I believe in common sense solutions to the problems that we face. I believe in shrinking government, not growing government. I am not a politician. I'm an average man who has been affected by this economy the same way so many others have been affected by it. I believe in and will support tax cuts for all to help jumpstart our economy. However, our economy will not recover until those that have lost their jobs can find new jobs and can get back to work. Now, I have a real plan for economic recovery. I will introduce legislation to eliminate the cap duty, all federal taxes on small businesses and the self-employed. It's my belief that small business owners will take the majority of those funds and reinvest in their business and grow their business and create jobs. Along with this, I will also propose waiving the capital gains tax. Waiving the capital gains tax will accelerate our economic growth and recovery. It will promote buying and selling, and buying and selling is what drives our economy. Ronald Reagan taught us what happens when you reduce or eliminate the capital gains tax.
Is not considered alive in North Carolina. That's a sad state of affairs. And as a representative in our North Carolina House, I will push for in every way I can to end the atrocity against life in North Carolina. There's no reason why a woman down in Onslow County can get murdered, and the guy who committed that crime be convicted of 1 murder instead of 2. She was pregnant with child, and he killed two lives. Second off, is I'm fed up with the type of representation we're receiving. I'm a small business owner, and I'm an Air Force veteran. And I look to Mr. Wainwright as he won the last election. Some of you remember I ran against him in 2008. And one of the things he said he was going to work on when he entered into the North Carolina House was the jobs and the economy. Well, he worked on a job all right. He sponsored House Bill 72 to make his 2-year term into a 4-year term. Without your help, without your vote, that's disenfranchising you. I will stand up against that type of legislation. And I remind folks that almost every single Democrat in the North Carolina House not only supported, but sponsored such legislation. I think that it is important to have citizens decide who's going to be in that office for 2 years. We can't get them to do what they're supposed to be doing in 2 years. How are we going to give them 4 years? So we need to make sure that we have 2 years, 2-year terms for our House and our Senate. Next off is a little talked about, but the fact of our economy, well, it is more so talked about, but our economy is kind of in a shambles here in North Carolina. 11.2% unemployment. We've raised taxes here in North Carolina, and right now our state ranks as a business climate according to the Tax Foundation as 39th in the nation for business climate. So how are you going to have businesses consider our state to come and start in this district, in this area, in the southeast, when you're 39th in the nation? How are you going to have small businesses that are right here grow when you're 39th in the nation, when there are greener grass to our south in South Carolina, or to our north in Virginia, and a state to our west that has no income tax? How are we going to compete? Well, I believe it should be North Carolina's goal to compete with lower taxes, and that means a smaller, more efficient government. That means a state that should have a goal of ending the state income tax. You don't hear about that too much, but I think that's what we need to compete on, not only a national, but a global market. Texas right now is 7th in the nation according to the Tax Foundation for business climate. Why? Because Texas has no personal nor corporate income tax. They are receiving industry, they are receiving even the manufacturing industry is coming to Texas due to this fact. We have to compete if we intend to keep businesses here in North Carolina. We must have a lower, smaller, more efficient government here in North Carolina, and that's what I'll stand for in our North Carolina House. Another area that I don't think a lot of people have talked about either anymore. It was a big issue in 2005, and it's a big issue for me because as a military member, I was stationed right on the border, and I saw the atrocities that continue to go on here in America. It's not reported on in the news, and that is an illegal immigration population. It is hurting us in North Carolina. It is measurably, just measurably, $1 billion. That means there's some of it that's hidden, but measurably over $1 billion of our budget goes to illegal immigration. We need to stand up and force employers to use E-Verify. E-Verify is a free program. As a small business owner, I have a email, and I also have information that is sent to me about E-Verify, which is already set up. Our federal government has already spent the money to start this program. It's simple. You put in the information about the person you intend to hire, and it simply tells you if that person you can hire or not. South Carolina's doing it. Virginia's doing it. Why isn't North Carolina doing it? We need to use E-Verify. It's a big issue. I know I'm trying to squeeze everything into it once. It's 3 minutes. I'm trying to be quick about it. But I really need your support. I really need your vote. And I really need some money. All I can do to ask for such, because I really hate feeling like I'm begging, but it's not for me. It's for us to take back our house. It's for us to return to prosperity. It's for us to stand up for that document that you voted on, that you believe in, instead of having someone up there doing what? Begging.
I'm going to be your next House Representative. To read something that came across my computer this week, and to me it just nails exactly what we're about here today. Just bear with me just a second. It says, with much at stake, election battles are heating up. We're seeing lines drawn, fights picked, accusations thrown, and inter-party bickering. The Tea Partiers are rallying. Coffee breakers are pontificating, libertarians are calling foul, Republicans are calling each other rhinos, and Democrats promise to take care of everyone with someone else's money. And talking about our primaries, as Chairman Fetcher has already spoken, our primaries need to be examples for others and not spectacles. And so, have been in 2 primaries myself. The main thing about primaries is we run them fair, we run them hard, and then after it's over, we all come back and support whoever the winner is. That's how we as Republicans get other Republicans elected. In the meantime, unemployment is in double digits. We're among the highest tax states in the region. 30% of our kids can't graduate high school, and 60% of those who do graduate can't do college-level work. Our roads are crumbling, bridges are dangerous, and some who were elected to serve the people are serving time. Enough. We are facing a critical time in our state. It's time for bold leadership, thoughtful decisions, and sound reasoning to get our state back on track. Nothing is more important than getting back to the principles that our country and state were founded on. Liberty, limited government, personal responsibility, property rights, individual freedom, competition, and free markets. It's what made us great, and it's the only thing that's going to save us. As Chairman Fetcher also said, there is no time except this time. We have, as a group of citizens, for the last 10 years, we have taken a road of apathy, and we have seen our freedoms disappear right before our very eyes. For one, I do not want to be a part of the generation that is the ones who lose the freedoms that so many other generations have fought for. Now is the time for us to step up to the plate and fight, because we have something worth fighting. I have much to do besides running for office, but I decided I got tired of arguing at the television set, because that never makes any difference. Thank you, Mr. Whiteman. I'm glad somebody else does. But you know what? That's not going to make a difference in our state. That's not what it's going to take to get people back on the right course in our state, those who we've elected to represent us. Because we're not being represented as we should be. You know, I think one of the things that probably we need to do with our representatives is that we need to make them full-time employees and let them go to Raleigh for 3 months. And then for the next 9 months, they need to come out here and work for free out in the community where you and I work. I'm tired of seeing small businesses close because we are so regulated, we are so taxed that we can't keep our doors open. No matter if we put in 15 or 20